Right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the session. Could somebody please confirm to me you can see my screen and hear me well? Thank you, Steve. I need two more confirmations at least, so I know you can hear me. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Right. So today is the first Sunday of the month of June. As usual, we'll talk about seasonality. We'll talk about the trade of the month as well. That probably would be posted right after the session. We'll touch base on what is going on because, again, we are heading towards the mid of this year. Again, we are expecting a slightly, major news this week, whether it comes to, pivoting by ECB or by BOC. We'll touch base on that too. And then we'll conclude that with the potential trades that we have got for the rest of this week. Okay, right. Let me go first of all and show you what we have said last week, what market has done, and let's revise that. Let's replay what we have said and what market has done. Okay. Alan is doing well. He's getting better. Hopefully within a few weeks he'll be back to normal. OPEC Plus has outlined deal extending key oil production cuts. What impact this will have on the oil price on the market open? Yes, Farhan, we'll talk about this one. I do believe that we still have one more break to the downside before market will start to push right back up. Okay. I want you all to take opportunity to actually, ask us anything that you have in mind. Okay. Right. Perfect. Let's do that now. I think we have plenty of people that last week we gave these as being trades of the week. I want to show you something. Remember, it's not always that you would expect us to actually, predict the market 100% because no one can. Okay. What I need you to understand is when we see that and when we say that these are the levels where you need to watch the market, you need to see them how market would react to those levels. Okay. Because if the market is reacting to those levels, that means it's telling you something that the system that we are teaching, that the system that we are actually using to analyze the market is working spot on. Okay. And that is exactly what we are actually teaching you as well as trading at the same time. Okay. And we always say to every one of our traders, analyzing the chart is totally different than trading the chart. Okay. And that is why I'm actually emphasizing more nowadays on these things, because I need to make sure that you understand that big. It probably wouldn't make any sense if you're a newbie or if you're actually just, newly come to the market to trade. But you will understand that with the time. Okay. So let's go through this one. We have given these trades, each one of them. I will go one by one to show you what market has done and what we have said. Okay. And if market hasn't done, what we have expected, why didn't it do that? And what structure would the market will be making. Okay. Now, the first one, as I've said, I do already have that open. So as you can see here, the first trade that we were expecting for the market to do was euro dollar to the upside. Now, euro dollar to the upside was expected to make some sort of a corrective structure here and then push right back up to this zone here. Okay. Remember, to this box here. And again, on Wednesday, I gave you update. I said to you, it will be testing this box once more. Okay. Go and watch that. You'll see that. Now, look at this, what market has done here. It has given you a corrective structure, tap this box. Can you see that? And what happened next time? It reacted from here, came back down, tested the bottom, went right back up, tested the box again, and then gave you a reaction again from that box. You see, if you would just be buying to this level and selling from this level, you would be making enough money to actually make a lot of money for the whole of this month. Yeah. Even though last week was the last, week of the month, we suggest always for being very, very careful for the last week. Okay. But still, market has given you exactly, what we were after. Now, this is one of the things, one of the trades. Now, let's go to the second one. That was Aussie dollar. And again, I did mention every time market is going to come back to this box here, you're going to get a buy setup. Okay. Now, look what happened, what market has done. Every time market was coming into this box, the first time it came back to this zone here, came right back down to this box, went right back up here. It's heading to this box, no question. Okay. You'll see that. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is Why this box? Because we know exactly where the market makers are actually going to leave the footprint. Okay. And when we know that this is the footprint, we are actually waiting for them to lead us. Because if you're telling me that I'm going to move the market, I wouldn't believe it, because we all cannot. Okay. It's the big players that can actually do this. And that's why it's important for us to actually know it way before they do it. Okay. Now, the next one, we have all the chief alternatives. We said we will be expecting all of them to give us this break. Remember, from here to 156.5 below, from here 198.5 below, from here 169.5 below, and from here 114.5 below. Okay, remember these points. Now I'm just going to go to these charts one by one. By the way, on Wednesday, I did say to all of you, one more push to the upside at this point in time before market will drop. Again, 156.5 tap pushed up. Again, from here, 198.5. You see that? Very, very close. It's going to tap that. You will see that. Pushed up after. Euro yen, exactly from the level, 169.5 below, pushed up. Cad yen. Last week, by the way, we were trading this to the upside the week before, and then the last week we were expecting it to break to the downside, 114.5 below. So again, it's not just one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charts in 1 week, and a messiest week, slowest week, still market gave us what we were after. Okay, and this is just not me analyzing or Alan analyzing, it's our students after members, all of them are actually doing the exact same thing. Here you can see that. You see last week itself, Kamal has actually passed another challenge. Alifas has actually, won the competition, achieved 6th place. This is not something small. Guys, I'm just trying to show you something that, if you are losing money to the market, please stop doing that. Because this is not the way to win in this business, that you keep guessing. It's not a guesswork, okay? Because you want to be a winner like these people, you need to join the winners. And this is just last week. You see on every channel you go to, look last week here, Kunal. He just basically got the same levels as I've mentioned it to you on, on Wednesday and on Sunday. Gold, 2345, 2365. That's the range. So every time market was going there, he was looking for a buy setup. As soon as he got the buy setup, he got this. So again, I'm telling you, you need to be with winners if you want to be consistently making money in this business. Okay. If you won't, you will keep on losing to the market. One day you'll be lucky. 1 month you'll be lucky. 3 months you'll be lucky. But one day you will be losing it all, because you would be just only be, thinking that everything that is going to work. But when the cycle will change, you will see that in the from June onwards, when the market paradigm will shift, the cycle will change. Most of you will, whatever you were trading before will stop working. And one day you will see that, market, you wouldn't expect it to go in that way. Market will keep on pushing in that way. Okay. So I'll give you an example. Last week, you see here, gold. What market has done here. At this point in time, what we were expecting for the market to actually give us a reaction. Why? Because we wanted market to actually go above 60, tap that, and then come right back down, or give us a corrective structure here for the push to the upside further. Now, what happened from this level here, even though COT reports are showing that most of the corporate, firms, they were buying gold. But what happened? They dropped it because they wanted to make sure everybody who's buying it, they'd get it out here. It probably would be going one more down, but it will still be pushing right back up. When everybody's in a sell, they will push the market to break this top. Okay. And this is what I wanted you all to understand, that this market is not something that you can just simply go and, guesswork, because I've just shown you that we might be right once, we might be right twice, but you can't be right in the single week for the 6 charts. It can't be a guesswork. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. You need to make sure that when you actually, with the winners, you will be predicting exactly like us. I have seen so many charts just today in our Slack where, our members are actually posting the analysis and they're exactly aligning what we are seeing in the market. And this is the beauty of a like-minded community, because everybody's trading the same thing. Okay. Right. So that is something that I wanted to show you for those people, because this video is pretty much going to be on the YouTube as well. So I want you all who are listening to me, please make sure decide to be with the winners in this market. And I'm not saying that you need to be with us. I'm saying if you believe somebody else is also a winner, join them, because there is no way in this business that you can make consistent money without joining a great community, a great mentors. Okay. You need to be doing that. And I'm emphasizing that because I don't want you to lose money. And one way or another, market makers, brokers, all of them, they are actually playing against you. I always say this game is rigged. The only way to make money in this business is by actually going with the big players, because those big players, they will never ever lose. And when they don't lose, that means then if you follow them, you will be the winner with them. Okay. Because brokers, they don't touch them. Remember, there are, previously they were used to have A and B books in the brokers. Now they have actually introduced the C book as well. Okay. We have the internal data. We have, analytics from the broker side. Most of the brokers, not only in, Middle East, not only in Europe, in America as well. So most of these brokers data I analyze, on the monthly basis. And I'm actually shocked to see that, how many people are losing money with them. And that's why I'm actually telling you in these sessions, please don't be, because they probably would be hating our traders, because most of our traders probably would be in a book. Because when a trader consistently start to make money, they are consistently being a pain to the broker. And those brokers have no choice but to transfer your account to a book. Okay. And a book is the book where if they meddle with the a book trader, they will keep losing. So that's why they don't do it. They push the trader towards the liquidity provider, and that, then you can trade it straight away without any slippage or anything. So that's what we want for all of you, to be a book trader. Okay. And it's not difficult. I'm telling you, it's not difficult. Now, for the month of June, first, let's kick on with the seasonality. We are expecting majors to be slightly messier. We are expecting dollar to be slightly messier. Also, we are expecting commodities, indices, and most of these coffee, beans, etc., all of them to be actually going to the downside in terms of seasonality. Okay, that at the moment we are talking purely seasonality, nothing to do with the charts or technicals or fundamentals. It's the seasonality based on the historical 25 years charts. Now, when we have a market like that, what we would be expecting some sort of a mess coming into the market, okay, in the month of June. Now, how to get rid of that, and how to declutter while you're trading, that's what we are going to talk about today. Okay. I will explain that to you. Please stick to the trades of the week that I'll give it to you this week. I will be posting them after the session. Again, as I've just shown you, it's not only just the last week, the week before and the week before as well, the last whole month. Any trade that you must have taken using the trade of the week, you must have made money. There's no question. Okay. And that's why you need to be making sure that, you keep that consistency going, because that consistency is going to boost your confidence, boost your morale, boost your psychology. And that psychology part is going to strengthen you being from a novice trader to a pro trader. Okay. Now again, majors, corrective structure, dollar correctively going to the upside, commodities, indices, both downside in the month of June. Oil, gas, both of them upside this month. Chief upside, yen slowly going to the upside. That is what we are seeing for the month of June as being a seasonality. Again, now this could entirely change during the month, but remember, we are looking at the trading not only just from the technical side. We are looking at the geopolitics. We are looking at the seasonality. We are looking at the fundamentals. Then we align that with the technicals in order to make informed decision which direction we are going to trade and to what level we are going to trade. Okay, that's what we are going to do, as we have been doing in the past as well. Now, this week is going to be critical in terms of volatility. We are expecting ECB interest rate. We are expecting Bank of Canada, BOC's interest rate, and we are expecting NFP as well in this week. So we are expecting a lot of volatility in this week, especially after Wednesday. So you should be able to see, a lot of decent opportunities in this week. Now, remember, we are expecting some sort of pivot in most of these. Let me just go to the fundamentals so you can see that as well. Now, in terms of the fundamentals, you can see that we are expecting BOC to actually pivot for the first time, reduce interest rate from 5% to 4.75%. Now, again, could this be a possibility? It probably will be, but I do see this one actually a bit earlier. Now, if they do that, you should all know that what I've been saying to all of you, that when market will do hiking and hiking, let me just go to the black screen so you can all see that what I'm drawing. Hiking and hiking, and all of a sudden they stabilize the interest rate. And as soon as at this point in time when the market will start to go for a reduction in the interest rate, that is the level where you will see the trigger for the recession will start. Okay. Now we are hitting that level. Now, why I'm talking about this level, because last week we have actually hit the all-time high, record high global debt at more than $300 trillion. Okay, so it's like this. Think this as being, your business. Your business is making just above 100 trillion, and your expenses are actually above 300 trillion. What would you expect from that business to do? You would expect it to go bankrupt, right? That is exactly the principle in the world as well. At the moment, world's GDP is standing above 100 trillion, and world's debt is actually, standing at more than 300 trillion. Again, as I've mentioned, this is a record highest. Last time when this happened, it was 2008. After that, when this happened, it was 2022. Why? Because we had a meltdown after the pandemic. Many economies couldn't actually survive. That's when we have Credit Suisse actually going bankrupt. That's when we have seen so many banks going under. That was the point. It needs to balance itself. And again, it's normal. It's normal in the market. Whenever market has something like this, you would expect it to balance itself. That's what in the markets, language, we call it a bigger correction. Okay. And now that bigger correction is due. So again, on top of that, we are heading towards this level, this I've just mentioned. So what we are going to do is we are going to be very careful. Plus, the seasonality is telling us indices are going to be bearish in this month. That is telling you that in this month, if you get a sell opportunity after a push to the upside, that will be a good push to the downside happening. One, because of this factor. Secondly, because of the seasonality. Thirdly, if the technicals are going to be in that favor, you have a great trade to the downside. Okay. That's what I wanted you all to understand. And I want you all to make up your mind before we kick on the month of June. Because remember, the June first day will be starting from tonight onwards. Because last week, again, we had, the month of May ending. That's why you need to be extremely careful buying the indices at the moment. I'm not saying you should not buy it. I'm just saying if market gives you a sell setup, you should be in that. Okay, because of the seasonality, because of all of these factors that I'm mentioning here. Now, that was the geopolitical part. Let's have a look at the fundamentals and see what we can, see for this week. Now, Monday, we are expecting final manufacturing PMI, ISM manufacturing PMI. Both these numbers, they're expected to be either same or slightly better than last time, which does align with the structure at the moment. I do see dollar getting a slightly bullish move early part, and then we'll see the later part what market has, but I'll show you the structure anyway so you can trade it. Tuesday, we are expecting CPI month on month from the Swiss side. Again, they're expecting this Swiss, CPI to actually go slightly above than the last time. At the moment, It is in the middle. I wouldn't say it's a bullish move that is expected, but I will say to you that once market will actually give you a corrective structure prior to this one, then yes, you can look for one more push to the upside. Again, seasonality is also in the favor of the buys for the Swiss, but I do see this one actually correcting first. Then on Tuesday, we are expecting job openings. They are expected to actually be going down compared to the last actual. This could have a negative impact on the dollar. Wednesday, we are expecting Aussie GDP quarter on quarter. Again, they're expecting this number to actually stay the same as last time. At the moment, Aussie does seem like this has a potential for one push to the upside and then a break. If that push to the upside has already happened, then yes, this probably would be the time where you can expect the GDP to actually kick in and push the dollar to the down, Aussie to the downside. ADP non-farm employment change from the USD side we'll expect on Wednesday. Again, the big news on Wednesday would be the BOC. As you can see that they are expecting to start pivoting from this month. The expectations are 25 basis points drop. Again, would that be possible? That we will see, and I will touch base on that on Wednesday's update anyway, because it's too early for me to actually mention that, because at the moment structure has the potential to show me some more chart. Once I see that, I will let you know which direction we are going to trade in this one, okay? But whichever direction we are going to trade, this could actually have an impact on the CAD, which will give you at least a decent number of pips during this news. Then we have services PMI. Again, dollar is expected to show that some strength here with this news. Then on Thursday, we have ECB interest rate. Again, they are also expected to reduce the interest rate by 25 basis points. Now, if that happens, again, I will let you know on Wednesday what market will show me, and I will let you know which direction we are going to trade. For now, once we go to the chart, I'll explain that to you, which direction and what structure I'm seeing at the moment as of today. And then we have unemployment claims as well from the US side. Again, it does seem like the unemployment, claims are getting, lower in this case, which means it probably would be a better thing for the dollar. But what you need to understand, after Wednesday New York session, if dollar will start to show you some strength, that means they are getting ready for NFP to drop the dollar, okay? So just keep that in mind, but I will endorse that on Wednesday once I see more chart. I need to see more chart. Remember, I did say that to you Friday, they will manipulate the market, which is what they have done anyway, especially in terms of gold. But it will take them at least 24 to 48 hours to get back to the structure that the market was preparing to make. That's why I need 2 days in order to tell you what exactly where, the levels market is going to show us this week. Then on Friday, we are expecting non-farm. As you can see here, they're expecting the non-farm change pushed up from 175 to 185. That again would be a positive thing for dollar. So if they are actually bringing the bullishness to dollar, they will show us some drop before that. And again, the similar thing for the unemployment claim rate as well for Canada. Again, they don't have any KPI expectation and forecast at the moment. Most likely within the week, during the week, we will be getting some sort of forecast from them as well. Okay. So again, as you can see here, we have a decent number of news in this week, and decent volatility will be expected in this week. Okay. Again, we have OPEC meeting, as we were just mentioning earlier. What could be the impact on that? I will show you the structure that I have seen in the US oil. If market will decide to go for that structure, you will understand and you will know exactly where to enter for the buys if the buys are ready. Okay. Right. Before we go to the charts, let me just quickly read your messages and then we can crack on with the technicals. Okay, Deepak, I would like to enter a long trade in silver. When would be the good time to enter? Deepak, it's not a good time in my opinion. I would rather wait for the gold to actually keep pushing to the upside, give you some sort of a reaction from the levels that I will give it to you, see where the silver will be at that point. And then you can start to see that if market is ready to give us that buy, then you can go for a buy as well. Okay, for both silver and gold. I do see them actually, giving us some more upside. very soon. Certain high TI hit 10% last month and passed another prop firm. Thank you and all the team at WTW. Fantastic, Certain. Well done. And keep doing that. Darko, last week, Saxo Bank predicting gold going to 3,000 was not gone last year. But this year is much closer. And if will be the most seller, they can still push to that level. Like we looking at Pax Gold already being to 30,000. So only seasonal summer can be down for gold. That is correct. So Darko is at the moment, doing some sort of a consolidation. Remember, nothing can go in a straight line to the upside. At the moment, gold is just consolidating, and that consolidation just means that it might actually just come very, very even close to this level here, even tap this in the worst case, but it will need to go right back up. Okay, this will be just a corrective structure, nothing more than that. Okay. Good word, Steve. Brilliant. Thank you, Steve. Also, we need to look seasonality, but today with AI analyzing liquidity on the market, sometime we can trash seasonality and look in much more factors. That is correct. It's not just the seasonality you need to look at. That's what I'm saying, Darko. We always say to every one of you, please look at other factors as well. Like, for instance, when I look at the seasonality, I just don't believe it that this is the seasonality that I need to just go with. Now, if market is giving me seasonality in that favor, fundamentals are in that favor, most of the reports are showing me that there are more and more buyers and sellers are entering, etc. And then after that, when the structure is actually telling me structure will be my last, confirmation, because once the structure give me that confirmation, then only that is your bias. That is your buy or the sell. And that buy or the sell will give you a very decent move. Okay. Shadow, indices or gold? Indices down, and the gold as well, commodities and indices, both of them, seasonality wise, looks down this month. MK, so if commodities are expected to get weaker, do you expect they will push gold to break all-time high this coming month or in July? Both June and July month, they are not good month for commodities. But again, at the moment, I'm talking about just seasonality. That does not mean that gold cannot actually keep pushing to the upside and gold has to keep going to the downside. That does not work like that. Seasonality is something that you need to keep an eye on and keep at the back of your head that now this month seasonality is saying me this. Could that play as being a correction rather than actually an impulse to the upside? Because then the seasonality might kick in and then push it to the downside after the correction is done. That sort of analysis you need to do. And that is the whole idea of the seasonality in here. Okay. Best currency for the next year or two, I am seeing New Zealand being very strong, for the next few months, at least for the next few months. Let the market actually drop this one first. I'm keeping an eye on that. Once market has done that, then we'll be in a very good shoes to actually look for long-term buys on that. It's not ready yet. Do you think ECB will do that reduction for 25 points before Fed's decision can be just before European election on end of this coming week? Possible, but I wouldn't risk it if I were them. Okay, because I'll tell you why. Firstly, it could be that because remember, whenever Feds are moving in one direction, the rest of the bigger banks, they assume that they already have done the risk analysis. Okay. And if they have done that, at least they can start to blame somehow, because the market, especially at this point in time when they have election of European Union towards the end of this week, they will not be actually doing some sort of a step which would push them into or put them into those shoes where they can be blamed later. Okay. And that's why I do believe they are not going to do it. Okay. But again, then we might get a surprise. We are actually in a year of surprises. As we have seen last week, it was actually not a surprise really. In South Africa, they first time after so many years, after a decade, I believe, after Nelson Mandela, they have a hung parliament. So they would need a coalition government, in order to, make, the current existing government to actually form the parliament. So again, these sort of things might actually happen in this year because it's going to be a year of so many changes anyway. BGD, since 2008, US oil and TASI, Saudi market is almost identical, following each other. I mean, all the major moves in each direction happen at the same month or even the same day. How can you read that correlation? You can read it because remember, they are the biggest, one of the biggest producers of oil. So I wouldn't be surprised because again, they have a monopoly in the OPEC plus as well. So if they want to cut them, and if they want to push the prices to the upside, all what they need to do is just, say that in their OPEC plus meeting and that they're going to do some cuts and then the price will go up. That is always been the case, since the OPEC and OPEC plus, because of the monopoly that they have. And the correlation that you're seeing in there is directly attached to the production and the cuts. So again, that is why you are seeing that correlation being very strong. US30, will it touch 40.5? Lucky, we can talk about that one. US30 is the only one which is actually showing me some sort of bullishness at the moment, which could actually take the all-time high once more. But I'll show you, if that would be the case, what market is going to show us. 6894 stock, sending it now as I will be driving later. Kit, please somebody remind me later, 6894 stock, when I'll go to the requested. Me to ECB will not do that, is only pressed, but 50-50, exactly. Brilliant. Right, let's go to the charts and see what we have for this week. Now, last week we were expecting euro dollar to go right back up here to this zone, give us a reaction. The reaction was an impulse, and then the market tapped that back again. What's next? At the moment, I would wait on this. If I were you, I would wait. What I need to see market to do is something like this, okay? Because remember, there is a structure like this that market can actually keep making here. And if market wants to go further upside here, I need to see this reaction. So I would rather wait until ECB, wait for my Wednesday session for you to know which direction you're going to trade. Now, why I'm saying that is because if market decides to go for something like this here, okay? So what it can do, it can actually create some sort of a messy structure, and then ECB can trigger this move. And why this move here? Because of the expanding triangle. Market has gone up here, came back down, broke this bottom, went back up, broke this top, went back down, break this bottom. If market will break the top here, and then the ECB reaction somewhere here occurs, you are going to the downside, because then market can actually make some sort of a messy structure in the middle for impulse, correction impulse, okay? But for me, at the moment, I'm waiting on this. I need to really see market doing some sort of a structure like this. That would be a better structure for a push to the upside from ECB. I would rather trade that personally, okay? Because for me, this move to the upside here, if market wants to actually do some more corrective structure here, they will need to actually do some sort of a mess around here, push right back up, and then start this break to the downside, okay? So wait on this. If you have to trade it, when the market will do something like this, you can trade this, scalp this to the downside, let's say, okay? But I would, like I said to you, I wouldn't even scalp it if I were you. I would rather wait for this one to finish something like this, and then I will do sort of this trade to the upside. If market gives me a buy setup, I'd rather actually trade this to break these two tops here, okay? Pound dollar tapped 28, came back down, gave us a very decent 120 pips, and then went back up again. Again, similar structure for this one as well. I do see this one. The only thing that I'm actually keeping an eye on in this one is this structure here, because the market could actually make some sort of a structure like this here. So all what I need is the corrective structure here. If market will give me that, then that's your push to the upside, taking the top once more, okay? Because in this move to the upside here, I do see that momentum actually at the moment. Now, if market wants to go to the further downside here, I need market to actually break this level here, 26, at sometime in this week, doing something like this, okay? So there are two levels in this week that you need to keep an eye on. One level would be just above this top here for a sell setup. And if market gives you that sell setup, you know it will be going to the downside minimum to test this bottom and this bottom here. And if it consolidates here, it will be testing 26 level, because here one of the big players is sitting, okay? And once market has actually triggered that buy for this person, then you're going to see this some sort of a corrective structure pushing right back up with their buy order, okay? But in all the cases, remember, if market does this, then only we are a seller. Otherwise, we are a buyers. How to buy this one? I've just mentioned it to you, either being this structure here for this, because you have this impulse correction, and this will be your fifth wave. I personally would go with this structure. That's why I need some more time in this one, at least 48 hours. Okay. On Wednesday, I will give you, the confirmed structure in this one, because in this structure, there is both possibilities, buy and sell in this. So when we have this sort of a structure, we tend to stay away from that. And I'd suggest the same to you guys as well. Okay. At least early part, stay away from these two. Gold. Now, gold, we were expecting market last week to give us a reaction and play around in these zones here, 45, 65, somewhere here. Market, instead of actually tapping 65, it actually tapped very close to above, 60, and then broke to the downside here. Remember, this is actually started to make slightly bigger consolidation here. Again, the seasonality also started to kick in here. You would expect market to give us a reaction somewhere in this zone here now. Just below this level here, 20, 23, 15 to 23. These 15 points should be the levels that you need to keep an eye on, okay? Because from this level, it's going to come right back up here. And that push to the upside has a potential to go further upside as well, because this structure is going to get messier. I'm just warning you in advance that this structure has a potential to go somewhere like that, okay? Before market drops, if it wants to drop. For me, the lower this will go, the better for us, because this is going to be the structure then. That is the only structure that the market is going to make if market will keep on breaking to the downside after tapping these levels again. Okay. So if you ask me, T, is it ready to go to the downside? I would say to you, I don't care what is happening in the world at the moment, but you're going to see this one actually pushing right back up. I do see a lot of long positions actually in this one. They just want every single retail traders to actually believe that this is going to the downside. Now, we are not going to blindly enter onto this one. We are waiting for this one to actually come from this level here. I'm not looking for any buys, any sells, okay? Because both of these levels here, this one is a very critical level, because market is going to come back up here collectively, push right back down to this level most likely, then push right back up to take everybody out from the sells. And then after that, when everybody will be thinking this is going to the upside, they will break it down sharp and then push right back up sharp. But all of this is a corrective structure. That's what I want you all to know. Market is going to take some time in this week. You need to be very patient. And if you are not patient, it's going to take away the profit that you have made already. So please be careful with this one, especially with the gold. They are going to play around in the gold within this zone here. This is the zone for them to play around, okay? From 23, very close to 23 towards 23.70. These are the points where they are going to play around. If market will break this 23 and consolidates, then you know that is going to go and test this bottom. If market will actually break this and consolidate, you know it will be testing this top here, okay? Dollar. Now, dollar, as we were expecting, we expected market to complete this corrective structure. I did show you that on Wednesday, that if market has already gone to the upside, this will be the structure and the market will break down, okay? Market did do that. From this level, it is going to give you some more upside here. Check the reaction at this level, 104.8, very close to that. And I want market to go slowly to the upside here. After that, one more break will be likely scenario to test this bottom, okay? Once market has done that, we'll see how far market wants to go to the downside. But for now, this is what we can see until Wednesday. Aussie dollar also has got one more drop here, very small one, push right back up, and then we'll see what market has for us. For now, this is all what I can see in this structure. So if you want to scalp it, you can certainly do that. Dollar Chief. Dollar Chief has given us one more break to the downside. Remember, I was expecting market to just barely break this bottom and then give me a buy setup. It never gave me the buy setup. All it did was just broke to the downside and then made some sort of a mess around here. it will be going to the upside, no question. Let the market go to the downside further. In this zone here, you are going to see some buy setups to the upside, at least for a good 80 to 100 pips. But in all the cases, in this week, we are looking for a buy in this one. US oil. Now, US oil, as I'm mentioning, this is a potential structure. The moment you have an impulse here, you have a corrective structure, you have an impulse here, break to the downside. And again, this is your triangle, okay? Remember, in this whole structure, what is missing? Market, one more break to the downside would be a likely scenario. Remember, it does not need to do that. Why it doesn't need to do that? Because all it needed to do was to break this bottom here. And it did do that. But because of the structure being very strong coming to the downside here, I do see the momentum still being in that favor. So pull back, one more break to the downside, testing this bottom here, very close to 75. See if market gives you a buy setup. If it gives you a buy setup, it will at least give you something like this, a corrective structure to the upside. For me, I need to see this one actually going to the upside as soon as market breaks this bottom here. So looking for a buy below this would be a wise choice. Dollar CAD also has been messing around. Again, typical last week move, push to the upside, came right back down here. Again, it's not going to take some long time. It's probably going to just finish this one in this zone here. You should be looking for a buy setup. This buy is going to go and test this top, or very close to this top. Let's put it this way. So in this week, if market will go to break this bottom here, which is what I said to you last week as well, below this level here, if you get a buy setup, not a bad idea. Dollar yen, all the yen alternatives have actually given me this push to the downside. This push would have been a nicer one if market would have given us something more, but they decided to actually go back up here. Now what I need is market testing this bottom once more, then we'll see. Because at the moment, I don't want to say too much, as the market actually, the way market has closed, it was actually pretty much incomplete structures. And those structures could turn out to be something completely different. And that's why anything that you're going to see, me saying to you that this is not ready, give me some time to actually let you know on Wednesday, then that is what I'm seeing. And that is what I meant, that the market has not completed that particular structure. And once they have completed that, then only I can tell you this is the direction and this is the level that the market is going to go. So that's why stick to the trades of the week that I'll give it to you, because those are the ones only where I'm seeing the clear structures for this week. Now, again, after this, we can actually go back once more, tapping 58 and above. Why? Because of this structure being slightly slower than it should have been, okay? After that, market can actually come right back down, something like this. BTC is consolidating and getting ready, as you all should remember. We expected it to go and test from here to 70 and above. Market has done that. Now we expected it to come back down, testing this 66, 65.5. Once market has done that, and if you get a buy setup in this one, please do not miss that, okay? Because I'm telling you, the way market is coming to the downside here, I do see this one actually big players getting back, okay, into this, which means June could be the month where you would be expecting this one to test the all-time high again, okay? Now, if market will give you a buy setup from this level, where would it go? Remember, if market does not give you a buy setup, do not force in this, okay? Buy setup means buy setup. You need to make sure you enter with the strategy, because remember, there is a fair value gap here as well, which market can keep coming to the downside, fill it, and then go back up. But the up is the only direction. From this level or from this level, once market will start to go to the upside, it is going to head over towards 82K above, okay? So that's why keep an eye on this one. Pound yen also started to crawl to the downside. Remember, the way market has gone to the downside and the way it is going to the upside, it does seem to me that this is going to crawl slowly further downside, push right back up before it comes back down. So again, this week, if you want to trade all the yen alternatives, if they give you this pullback here to the downside, go for one more push to the upside, then you can trade this to the downside. Euro New Zealand has actually given us something different last week, which means instead of giving us an impulse, it has started to give us something totally different. And that totally different is actually telling me a different story. Now, what it is showing me is something like this. It's going to come back down here correctively, breaking this bottom once more, pushing right back up, and then breaking further downside. Okay. Now, this structure is going to mess around here, which is going to be something similar like this. Okay. So if you want to trade it, you can trade all of these within this month. But it's going to be first down, then up, and then down. US30 has started to push to the upside again. It has cleared all of these, fair value gaps. Now it is ready to go to the upside, as I've mentioned earlier. If market will do something like this here, that's your push to the upside, and that push is going to go and test 39K, minimum 39.5K level here, something above this here. Okay. Then we'll see what market has for us. Above 39K, if market consolidates, then the next one is going to be 500 points, then another 500 points. So the jumps are going to be 500 points each, okay? Like you have seen here. Jump from here to here, above 500. Now, it could collectively go to the downside, push right back up again from this level to the next 39K, 39.5, then 40, something like in every single time market is going to give an impulse, that will be 500 points impulse, okay? But first pullback and then push to the upside is what I'm seeing here. Now that is the YouTube list. I really hope you guys have actually seen the power of these, structures. When you know the structures, everything becomes easier in the market. Indices,